People often ask me what happens during an academic coaching session. So I figured I would take some time to share with you what that might look like. That's why today I'm wearing my noise canceling headphones. I like to wear these because it's a signal to my body to focus in on my client who is right in front of me in my personal Zoom room. Each session is a 50-minute hour, and sometimes I'll adjust that based on the student's needs. For the students who need help getting started, we might meet twice a week for 25 minutes each. This helps hold them accountable to the work at hand while feeling a sense of accomplishment because they see themselves getting the ball rolling. Regardless, I try to be as flexible as possible for my students. The way my students get access to my Zoom room is through our Google Calendar event. Within the description, you'll see over here that I have my Zoom room link right here. So students click on that and it brings them exactly where they need to go. From there, I will let them into my Zoom room. We greet each other and we do a brief check-in. How are you doing? How was school today? How was school this week? How was your weekend? How was your break? Whatever it might be for them at that time. That's what we check in on. Next, we move into a mindful minute. I'll usually share my screen and we will go through a breathing exercise. I really like to do square breathing because it calms our nervous systems down and it really helps us feel safe so that we're able to be vulnerable and to learn and to tackle those really tough assignments. Once we've done the mindful breathing, then we're going to review their goals.
We also assess their habits and grades. Use something called a habit tracker to do just that. You'll see over here a sample habit tracker that I use as a model to help families understand this whole process. Together, the client and I will decide on 3 to 5 habits we would like to look at, or at least, or maybe adjust. This client has action items, calendar, and notes. Then each week, the student will grade themselves on a scale of 0 to 10 on how well they did in that specific habit area. Down here, we also track all of their grades. At the beginning of the semester, I have students set grade goals for each class, which we reference throughout the semester to determine how well they're reaching these goals. But the students' favorite part of this habit tracker are the visuals. Here we can see over time how the grades have shifted throughout the semester. And then we can also notice how their habits have shifted throughout the semester. And these are just really great visuals to have to help students see with their own eyes how their habits and behaviors impact their grades. This has been an extraordinarily useful and powerful tool for many of my clients. It holds them accountable to themselves. When reviewing the habit tracker, I will often ask students, what patterns are you noticing between these two graphs? And I get to hear from them what they want to do to either adjust their goals to reflect what they think they're capable of or adjust their habits.
Together, we will decide how the remainder of the session will go. Sometimes I might use my document camera to present a mini lecture on brain science. Over here, you see my nifty little whiteboard, and this is actually the study cycle, which is a common topic that I talk with many of my students to really help them understand that studying is a process. It is not a one and done event. These mini lectures, they're like 5 to 8 minutes. They will deepen my students' understandings of themselves. And this glimpse of the study cycle is just one topic that we might talk about. If a mini lecture isn't in order, then we will dive into whatever school assignment the student is having the most difficulty with. I spend a lot of time helping students brainstorm and write essays. We will also go through math assignments or review packets. Sometimes we will finish a science lab together. Other times we'll be doing some really deep research for a history class. Whatever the task might be, usually it's something that the student is procrastinating a lot or that they feel would be most effective if they had a body double or an accountability buddy or just somebody there to walk them through step by step by step. Sessions will close with students identifying the next action steps for reaching their goals. I have the students tell me what they want their action items to be so that they hold themselves more accountable. It's also more likely that they'll follow through on it if it's something that they have given themselves to accomplish and not just something an adult told them to do. Between sessions, I might reach out to students, their parents, or even their teachers. This is all decided before the end of the session. And students tell me what they want to be shared or how they need support in self advocacy or accountability. It's common for me to send student text messages and email reminders about assignments or connecting with teachers. I have also done research for families to help them understand the various complicated school options, different college programs, and other resources or gadgets for supporting their executive functioning. At the next session, we will again start with a check in, then a mindful minute, and assess whether or not they met their action steps between our sessions. So that's generally how a session flows. The 50 minutes goes by pretty quickly, and the work doesn't stop just because a student has left my Zoom room. While working with me, my clients will have access to their habit tracker, a virtual checklist for their homework that's maintained by both me and the student, and then my individualized support and creative strategies for addressing their weakest academic areas. Parents and guardians also have access to a monthly 15-minute check in phone call with me. On those calls, we will address the current needs and any observed growth. It's common for high school students to not share very much with their parents. And so I find that having these open lines of communication, this dedicated 15-minute call once a month, helps all of us be aware of the holistic needs of the client. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you have any more questions about academic coaching? Any ideas about what we could do differently or more of? Ask them in the comments or fill out the Google form below in the description to get direct access to my email. Are you interested in working with me? I'm flattered. Follow the link to set up a discovery call, and we can really lock in on the greatest challenges for your learner right now. And as you know, I'm Jessica Mintz, your favorite academic coach, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about you next time.